So obviously there are tons of animals here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. We've seen chicken, we've seen goats, we've seen lambs, we've seen everything there is. But I don't think anybody gets an image of a farm in their head without thinking about these big guys back here. And I'm fortunate enough to have a constituent from Butler County. Her name's Sara Lang. She was here this week presenting a beef cattle. Sara, can you tell us a little bit about the raising of a cattle or a cow and what you do?
Well, all we have to do really is just make sure it has feed, water, and just take care of it, clean up after it. Just make sure it has a nice environment where it's comfortable, like body temperature wise, and just everything like that.
And you've been doing this for how many years?
Pretty much my whole life.
Okay, so help me out here because I didn't grow up on a farm and I didn't raise any animal. I have a couple dogs through my lifetime, little cockapoo, his name's Sammy. Named him after the former Speaker of the House. That's neither here nor there. But the reality is I don't know anything about it. So you get it when it's a baby? I mean, is it born on your property or do you buy it as a calf and then raise it?
Well, I originally bought a couple cows to show, and then from there we've gotten our own bull and bred them, and now the one I exhibited here was born on my farm and I raised it from the day it was born.
And you did pretty well with it. How did it do out here across Pennsylvania? How did your bull do?
Well, I brought a heifer actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, how'd she do?
She got first in 4-H, second in open, and then it was showmanship is judged on me, but it's also on how well she behaves, and we got 10th out of 14.
Well, so you're pretty happy with everything, the way things work. Now, do you also show back in Butler as well at our farm show?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and out here, you know, this is none of these big guys are yours, obviously, but this is the kind of cow that you raise. A lot of different kind of cows, right?
Yes, there are. There are very many kinds.
And so in addition to, the cattle, we have, the milk cows and everything like that. Have you ever shown anything else out here in Harrisburg?
For a state show in September, I showed my dairy cows back when I was about, I think it was between like the ages of 8 and 10.
Okay. And have you raised anything else, sheep or goats or anything else like that back home?
Yes, I have some sheep, and we recently bought some goats, and we also have pigs.
Okay, and now let me ask you this, because I always wonder, obviously the end of the line usually is food, but the one sometimes you keep them, and they stay part of the family for a long time. What's the longest you've ever had one of your animals?
Probably, I know I had one in 2005, so about 9 years, I would say.
And so you get pretty attached to them. They're like parts of the family. Do you name them?
Yes, I do.
Now, who gets the naming responsibilities? You, or do you have siblings, or do your parents name them? How do you go through the naming process of your animal?
Usually I name them, but my parents have helped me too.
Okay. Do you find they take on the personality of their name?
Most of the time.
Well, I'll tell you what. And I'm so glad that you were out here. I mean, because in Butler, obviously, farming and agriculture is a big deal. We have a lot of people that get involved in one capacity or another. 1 out of 7 people across the country involved in agriculture. Do you see yourself long-term staying involved in the industry?
Yes, I really want to.
So what would your goal be?
Some career in animal science.
Okay. And so when you go to college, where do you think you might go?
Hopefully Penn State.
There's a lot of logic to that. I'm a Pitt guy, so but my wife went to Penn State, so I'm okay with it. And I know the wonderful things they do here for the agriculture industry. Let me just ask you this final question, and again, thank you so much for coming out here and doing what you do. What was your favorite thing to eat at the farm show?
Well, my favorite thing...
See, I'm going to go with milkshake and fried cheese. I mean, you can go with whatever you want. Those are my choices. What do you think?
Well, a lot of the times my mom actually cooked. We brought a lot of our own food, but I'd have to go with milkshakes.
The milkshake. And I'll tell you what, folks, and thank you, Sara, so much for coming out here. The farm show is an amazing, sensual experience for sights, the sounds, what you feel whenever you pet these guys. They're so soft. And most importantly, the tastes of all the great food produced here in Pennsylvania. My favorite's the milkshake. If you do make it out here, you got to try it.